Just start it because I was gonna say some shit and I was like, I'll just save it. Hopefully, I
This is
remember it.
this is an arc analysis.
This is an arc analysis.
This is an arc analysis.
This is Japanese arc analysis.
Let's see. Now we gotta speak arigato.
Tomasino got the Mr. Roboto.
That's all I know. Oh, I know domo. Domo.
When I was a kid, I thought they were just making words up. I didn't realize that was something. I still don't know what it is, but it is something, right?
Domo arigato. Thank you very much, Mr. Roboto.
There you go.
They say it in the chorus.
Oh, thank you very much for telling me. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I'm an idiot.
Well, I mean, it was the 80s, so.
So is this The Wolverine, published by Marvel in 1982, written by Chris Claremont, drawn by Frank Miller. This isn't the first Claremont book we've done. I think it is.
It is the first Claremont book we've
That's
done.
why I was thinking that I was reading. Like we haven't touched Claremont.
Nope.
We've touched a lot of Frank Miller.
Did you have to say touched? Is there,
I did it on purpose.
Is there a better way to talk about these authors?
Before we get into it, was his Frank Miller showing?
Yeah, immediately.
In the
In so many different ways. Japan, Ninja Stars.
Next follow-up question. Is Frank Miller a weeb?
Define weeb for the people that don't know at home.
It's a person who is not Japanese who is obsessed with like Japanese culture.
Yes, and I would also think that Frank Miller's a cook.
Usually weeb is for like guys that are like obsessed with like anime and stuff, but
right.
I'm not sure if he's into anime, but he could be because he loves Japan.
Not to say that 80s didn't have anime, but this would have been the time before anime kind of hit the Western audiences. So
yep,
it would have been ahead.
When did Akira come out? Because that was the start of it, wasn't it?
But that's like mid 90s, no?
Yeah, I think you're right. Early 90s.
Yeah.
When? Yeah, let's see. Akira. Let's just see.
And Akibono.
88.
Okay, so we're around the same time then.
Yeah, this is like 6 years before Akira. So yeah, we're in the same pocket. 88. Yeah, but I don't know if that's 88 in Japan or 88 in the West. I'm not quite sure. It just says 88. So it may have come to but see, here's the thing.
Yeah.
The manga is 1982, same year as this. So that could have something to do with it. Was the Akira manga big?
Yeah.
When it came out? Like we weren't born then, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Or was it big after the movie came out? That's my question.
Different generations, right? So it's
okay.
the fans that follow the book and then the fans that watch the movie. So I watched the movie, but I didn't see it when it first came out. I would have been let's not date myself.
No.
But when like Teletoon finally dropped, I was like, oh shit, like this is. But that's like mid 90s for us.
Yeah, I think so because it was 88 in Japan, so he probably came to the West a couple of years later. And like these were hard to come, like these being like anime shows. Like if it wasn't it was hard to come by. I remember like even like in grade school, I didn't see like I thought Gundam Wing was so cool.
Oh my
God. Didn't see an episode of it until I went on like a vacation to the States. I was like, oh my God, they have Gundam Wing on Teletoon. Didn't have it up here in Canada, so. Long way of saying that anime was hard to come by. So that's why I'm not really sure about, and I don't really watch a lot of it, so I don't know where.
But we were getting Voltron, and I give credit to Voltron over there to Japan or Eastern world. We were getting Power Rangers comes later, but like a blatant ripoff of not necessarily anime, but Japanese inspired television and superheroes. So like there was always a pipeline to kind of get it over to the States, Canada, Mexico, and like North America.
Mm-hmm.
It's just we don't know if Claremont and Miller saw a lot of stuff before it came over here, which I would have to assume, right? Like
must have, right?
Being in this industry, like you'd be open to a whole bunch of new stuff, or you just have that one friend in the office who'd be like, check out this.
Yeah, that's all it takes. That's really all it takes.
Breaks your brain.
Because I'm trying to remember my first. Like, and I think it may have been like Ninja Scrolls or something, and that's exactly what I
was waiting for someone to bring up Ninja Scroll.
That's exactly what happened. My friend was like, "Oh, you gotta see this."
And that
licks
was
titties, and it's like,
I wasn't gonna go there yet, but like Ninja Scroll just shatters the brain of a young, impressionable. I'm gonna say boy because I don't know how many girls have a Ninja Scroll story. But there was the day before when your one friend said, "Yo, watch Teletuna this time," and then the day after, like, "Yo, did you see?" Like wild, like just
Yeah.
your brain to be like, "You can do this with animation," because we were getting cartoons,
But
but
not like that.
they weren't doing animation, right? There's a definite line in the sand between a cartoon show and an animation movie,
Yeah.
and this is all the same vein of, I guess, this comic that we're talking about today, because there's other than Wolverine and his like brief stint in Canada for like a tiny bit, or Alaska, there's like no mention of the Western world. He jumps on a plane and he's gone.
Which, by the way, I love. I think that's dope, especially for 1982. I don't know if this is. I think it's his first solo. I think I could be wrong about that. I didn't check. I didn't check that, but it's like 1982. They broke Wolverine away from the team. Had no other X-Men in it.
Right.
There was no other mutants really.
Till the teaser end, but to your credit, yeah, it's a panel, but you can't tell.
That's just him sharing his story, right? But
yeah,
no, it was just him on his own in a foreign land with no backup, and I was like, that's. I'm trying to think back to the time because I read it and I was like, this is like, it was enjoyable to read, but think back to when it came out. I was like, man, like we weren't even alive yet, and this came out. This must have like been a big deal. I know it's a big deal, especially Claremont and Miller. And Miller's like a nobody at this point, but he may have been making a name for himself now because he started writing the year after.
But can you say the same thing for Claremont? Claremont wasn't established by the late 80s. Like he was just really starting to boom at this point.
Like that's right. It's a nice power combo, eh?
Yeah. And the fact that like this could probably be the definitive version of Logan Wolverine, like brown suit to himself, really about code and honor, and like a weeb himself. Like he's got so many ties to Japan that it's not even funny. That everyone's like, "Who are you?" Because you're really rediscovering this man and what he stands for, and a lot of it is fighting snits and getting drunk.
Just to be clear, it's Claremont's run on with Uncanny X-Men was 75 to 91. So this is right in that sweet spot in the middle.
Years or issues?
Years. 1975 to it's like 16 years long, man.
Yeah, but I'm saying from like 75 to like 80, he's definitely building his core,
finding his groove, right?
Finding all the voices. But like that's the teams with like Dazzler.
Yeah,
and I'm not shitting on Nightcrawler, but he didn't get better till Excalibur, personally.
Yeah, that's when he kind of comes in his own. Also, the Wolverine movie, The Wolverine, heavily based on this. They basically took this and just twisted it around. And you can see at the exact moment when studio interference happened. You can tell. It's crazy because I was waiting for that in this and it never really came. And I was like, aha. So this is what Mangold was trying to do.
And then what? 6 years later, Logan comes out, and that's like no studio interference, and just like do what you want because we're and like, everyone's like, oh, if we trusted you in the first place, you would have been fine.
Not even 6 years, dude. It was that was 2013. Logan was like 4 years later.
Oh man,
it was like the next movie. They're like, you know what? We're sorry. You know that South Park thing? Where it's like, we're sorry.
Wow, they aged him fast.
Yeah.
That timeline is trash. I can't wait to cover the X-Men movies. If we ever do, it's just a ball of what the hell were you guys thinking?
Throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks, basically.
And us eating it though. Like everyone, like they all made first weekend box office numbers.
But why was that?
Wild. Because they're X-Men.
And there was nothing else. There's nothing else. It was all we were getting. X-Men and then a couple Spider-Man movies, which I didn't even really care for that much. So that's not a story though. At the time. Yeah, heavily influenced 2013 one. There's some crazy differences like the Yukio and Mariko relationship. They're adopted sisters in the movie. We don't have to talk about too much of the movie, but there's things that I want to touch on. Her grandfather's not even in this. Her husband and fiance was way different in the movie. Yep. There's no Silver Samurai in this, and there's no Viper. Thank God.
Viper could have worked in this. Silver Samurai would have taken it away.
What I enjoyed about this is that it was pretty grounded in terms of comic books. Like it was no crazy supernatural thing. It was like,
no, he's the supernatural.
Her father wanted to take over the criminal underground, and he was willing to wipe out anything that got in his way. And Wolverine got in his way, but
his code of honor and the fact that he loves the woman that he can't love anymore just interferes with everything else.
Yeah. And like he's basically just sticking his nose where it doesn't belong over and over again.
Yeah.
which is kind of what he does. But how toxic is Mariko?
What's her? Is it her fault that he even came over here?
Yeah, she sent them the pictures, right?
I
That's
get
what
it.
they weren't really clear about. It. Like she sent him all these pictures. The story is he's chilling at home or he's chilling in Alaska. That bear scene's cool though, where he
It
fights the
is really
giant bear.
stupid.
That's a
Yeah.
great intro.
And then gets dummied by the hunter, and he's like, "I'll let him win." I was like, "Okay, like that's a good note for who Logan is."
Yeah. Well, no, he beats the hunter, but he doesn't kill him.
Yeah, but like he gets knocked back, and he's like, "All right, cool. I'll let this guy win this one," sort of thing. Like he has
Right.
this moment sits back, but he gets made fun of for his height, which I totally appreciated too. He's a runt in this. Like he's the little guy.
Yeah. Over and over again. Even in Japan, he's a little guy. But yeah, he's chilling. He's chilling, and he gets sent this package, and he opens this package. I guess it took him a long time to get to him, even though Japan to Alaska can't be that bad. Like they're not really that far.
It's at least
Geographically.
it's at least 7 hours.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Okay, so yeah. So the package goes because if you go east from Japan, you're basically in Alaska, like
Right.
northeast, I guess, right?
I'm trying to do the math. I'm saying like 10 hours is the safe
Yeah,
amount.
yeah. Plus, he's like somewhere remote in Alaska too.
Yeah.
So they don't really say where he is. Not like he's in Anchorage. He's just kind of there. Anyways, he gets a package and it's a bunch of pictures of Mariko and stuff. Like he's like, "Oh, I need to go to Japan to save her."
Right.
And then he gets there. He finds out she's married, and she's kind of like, "Oh, her first line was, you're finally here, but it's too late." He's like, "How can I help you?" And she's like, "You can't help me."
Yeah.
And I was like,
Yeah.
"What, bro? He just jumped countries. Like, you just can shoo him away." I understand like the whole honor code and thing, but yeah, go ahead.
No, but then the reveal of her face, and he's like,
Yes,
"Okay, now I have to put my nose where it doesn't belong." So, like, my
that's
real
right.
question to you is she the best mob boss? Because she's kind of the Godfather in all of this.
She is.
Well, I don't want to. I don't know how much we're spoiling on this. I guess I
We can
think we're
spoil the whole
spoiling
thing. It's
everything.
a old.
Everything, yeah, it's been out there for. But there's the line at the end of like, even if you didn't finish off my father, I would have finished off my father, and then still given you the sword.
Yeah.
So like, she had a plan. She just needed someone to be the catalyst to like push it forward because she can't take down the hand. She can't take down the father. She can't take down what's her name,
Yukio.
and she can't take down her husband either.
No, that's where the whole honor and like culture comes in. It's like, oh, I gotta
Mm-hmm.
honor my family. I can't because her husband's beaten on it, right? That's you're saying the reveal of her face, and she has a big black eye. The second that Logan meets her or sees her, and it's due from her husband, who's not even that much taller than Logan. He's like
Yep.
this little dweeb that he probably could have just smoked. But she's going like, no, you can't hurt him. You know, it's like a arranged marriage through her father
Right.
for like a peacekeeping thing against the gangs or the underworld. Sorry, that's where the whole like culture gets mixed in because it's I know in Japanese culture or a lot of Asian cultures like actually a lot of cultures around in certain parts of the world where it's like where you this is like a business
Mm-hmm.
and I need to bring honor to my family and you can't and I was like okay I get that but like she was just like she just like rejects him over and over turns away and then in the end she wants him again. My point is I don't think 4 issues was enough to develop those types of feelings unless
Sure.
she was just bearing them really really well.
Yeah. The subtext I got was she can't say yes, but clearly she wanted him here. And like my hot take is she Kaiser Sose of Japan? Probably.
Yeah. I think she becomes I don't know if she was planning everything out or if it just kind of happened that way and she just was like, you know, this is the way things are unfolding. So because you're right, at the end she's like, I would have killed my dad if you didn't. And then I would
But
have killed
like,
myself. Or
she knows who Logan is. There's that one scene where Logan freaks out and is like, I don't think she's ever seen me
yeah.
Berserker Barrage, which is a great scene too, where he's just going off on the hand. But for me, I'm just like, she's been in this world longer than he's been in this world. So this wouldn't really shake her. For me, it seems like she needed the knight on her chessboard, but she had always been queen. She just was
Mm.
locked in by the code of honor, and she needed kind of the outsider to break that code of honor and be like, all right, cool, like now I can run shit. Now maybe I'm reading too deep into this because it's two guys essentially writing a female led story because as much as we say it's a Wolverine adventure, it's the women in this that drive
Hmm.
all the action and kind of all the plot. So I don't know if they were thinking like she's the mastermind behind that, but I do like how reactive Wolverine is in this. Like he can't really think on his own 2 feet. Anytime he does, he's just like, I like peace, I like quiet,
Yeah.
or I like drinking. anytime a woman comes, it's like, oh fuck, like I got to deal with this and this and this, and then like trouble ensues. Like Pussy got him killed several times in this book.
Well, I'm glad you brought that the whole women led thing because Mariko or Mariko and Yukio are the two women.
Right.
What did you think of that love triangle too? Because it's the Yukio thing. I think it was very forced, but it ended up being interesting because
Yeah.
of how it was like the start of it. So remember when he gets beat up and then in the alley, he's left in the alley or whatever, and then there's the panels where the woman's picking him up along the
Hmm.
wall.
Right.
I was like, okay, that I guess that's Yukio. And then he passes out, and then he wakes up, and she's just beside him, and they're fighting the hand. I'm like, isn't that kind of suspicious to you, dude? Like he had no, he was just kind of like, oh no, she's with me, so we're teammates now. I
But
thought that
that
was weird.
I get that, but like that brings me back to the fact that they like writing Wolverine as a cook.
Yeah,
Like as as worldly and as like smart as he has this gaping one hole that he can't fix, and it's women. Like he'll fall for it every time.
hook, line, and sinker this time because she just appears, and he's like, all right, we're on the same team.
I'll trust you, right? But like every other situation, he knows like, listen, I can't be a part of the team. I gotta go it alone. Like, my brain is damaged. I gotta do this myself. I gotta fight 30 guys, just me. But like when a woman comes along, he's just like, listen, Dame, I don't know what to do, but I'm gonna do my best to like save you. And it's so weird that he keeps falling for the trap, but it makes perfect sense that he will always fall for that trap. Like his greatest chip in the shoulder is like, I don't think he ever feels he's man enough. And a lot of that I think is with size. Like he's a short man who has to overcompensate for so much. So like there's a level of rage.
You're psychoanalyzing it, Logan.
I'm going deep now because this was such a good book that you got to peel back all these layers. So if there's a woman who gets to mirror his true love that he doesn't have anymore, but like is a mirage of him, he's gonna fall for that immediately. So like even like I feel like he gets turned on by her, Yukio, when she tries to stab him and he blocks it and he's like, man, if I
Yeah,
didn't stop her, would have been problems. But he's just like, huh, she's got that hunger and like that rage that I have. This is gonna be the best type of problem. While he's still nursing the wound of like, I came back to go get my wifey, and my wifey is now in somebody else's wife.
yeah,
So he's exposed and I love it. And he doesn't have another X-Men to be like, he doesn't have a Hank around him, he doesn't have an Aurora around him, he doesn't have a Scott around him, he doesn't have a Jean around him be like, he doesn't have a Charles around him be like, hey man, think about it. He's just reacting to everything that's being thrown at him, and the best way he does is snit snit. So
yeah. I like that one. I didn't write it down. I wish I had because I can't find it now. But he was kind of comparing the two women because he's caught in between them. He's like, I got Yukio who accepts me for who I am, but then there's Mariko who wants me to be a better person. So he's like, I don't know which one to kind of go with. The choice is basically made for him when he finds out that Yukio was like a mole that ended up falling for him. You know, that classic tale.
yep, it's a classic tale.
Well, it's like, oh, undercover, and then I gotta
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
Oh, I love her now. It wasn't the main character in this one. That was the undercover mole.
I
It
thought
was
Coke was
somebody else.
speaking
So,
from real life, where he's caught up. He's like, "Ah, yeah, I'll marry you."
yeah, yeah. But the decision was made for him. But I found that I thought that was kind of hokey at first, but it really became interesting because they wrote the characters well. The women are written. They have motivations,
Yes,
right? And so does Logan, and he's kind of caught in the middle. He's like, I don't know which one to go with because this one I want. I'm in love with her, but she's married. And this one like is very much like me, and I'm
and
comfortable with her.
they really share the run really well. Like they both get two issues where they shine more. So
Yeah,
my personal favorite issue is Lost, which is the third issue, but that's a complete Yukio book. That's when like
yeah,
Logan discovers it, and then it's the chase. So like, well, I guess we'll talk about the artwork when we talk about the artwork. But Wolverine becomes singular minded about, I have to kill this woman now because she killed my best friend, and there's
yeah. The
no
secret
other.
agent, yeah,
Yeah, there's no other.
especially.
It's only black and white. There's no other gray to it. And then by the time you reach the fourth book, all this gray hits him, and it's because his other love interest introduces like all this other information that like Logan's kind of terrible as a personal computer. Like he can't compute things that are happening in real time if it's more complex than like, this is a bad guy, you have to kill him. So what's more complex than a woman? And
Yeah,
like that's not a knock. That's just like, to understand one is to like not understand any, and to understand any is like, you don't understand this one. And immediately everything that you think you know about them will flip on a dime. And that's kind of Yukio. He had lived a life with her, and then on a dime, he's like, "Oh no, wait!" And so he's going off the new knowledge, and by the time he's ready to like take that kill shot, like she's throwing the cloak on him for like the honor, so he can go fight like the big bad and like disappears off the night. Like I loved his rationale of like, okay, so she killed my best friend, but then she saved my best girl, so those cancel out. So she, like
Yeah.
I gotta let her go, and it's like, oh, like yeah, that's perfect though. Like what else could you do in that
Yeah.
situation, right? You would drive yourself crazy trying to deal with the pros and cons. Like I could go after. It's like, you know what? I'm just gonna wash my hands. This book is really balanced.
Yeah. It is.
That's my cool take. They understood putting him in the middle and giving him two weights on each side and having him having to try and counterbalance that.
It also does explain how he gets the Miramase blade, which is canon, by the way. He still
Yeah.
had, like, he has it in Krakoa and stuff. This is where he got it from, which I thought was cool too. Because we've been talking about the women for so much, but that's it. Is it a love story? It is, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a love story between Claremont, Miller, and Japan.
Those weebs.
And I think it's a love story for the audiences in Logan because you can't leave the story not liking that guy more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is one of his better ones for sure.
He's weirdly chivalrous. He's carefree at moments. He's like a rampage psychopath, but you empathize with him because he's just taking down the Hand, who are just faceless ninjas. And I don't think this is the first time the Hand are introduced, but I love to see them on this side of the fence, essentially, right? Like this was all Daredevil, Elektra stuff, and they're like, no, we could use them over here. So like that's great. And then brown suit, like brown suit is just for so many reasons
Love the brown suit.
the best suit.
It is the best suit. Is there anything else you want to say about this?
Did we talk about the story at all, or we just did
Not
we
really. Like
over this? We just said how
well, we
great
talked about. That's what I mean. We talked about how it started. Like he gets the pictures. He goes to save Mariko. He finds out that she does need saving, but it's complicated. He gets tied up with the family issue because we didn't talk about her dad really, who's
Shingen.
Shingen, yeah, and he's
Yeah.
trying to control the Japanese underworld by taking out the other bosses.
And he's got a great like beeline story.
Yeah.
He's a credible villain that we didn't even talk about.
Oh, and they duel, don't they?
And that's like we haven't talked about the artwork too. The artwork is so cinematic. We'll get there when we get there. But that final battle is no words, no sounds. It's just sequences of them crossing each other, and the fluidity of this book is so amazing. But we got into the little argument before we started, me asking, did Ronin come before this or did Ronin come after? And you blew my mind.
Came after.
How is that possible? How does
this
that
came out in
possible?
82, Ronin came out in 83.
That's wild.
Which is wild because like your argument was, well, I'll let you say it, like your rationale for thinking it came first.
That Ronin influenced this book, and that's why this book is better than Ronin.
Yeah.
Because the first one is just Miller trying to get his Miller out, but not having anybody to edit it. And this book is because we don't know how the writing and the drawing really happen between a team, but this one really seems like a collaborative book.
Yeah, there was some Logan monologues where I was like, did Frank write this?
Right.
Because there's I was waiting for him to call himself an idiot, like, oh, missed it, you idiot, right? But he never did. So I was like, maybe Claremont didn't let the Miller show. Do you know what I mean? They're just kind of, like you said, collaborative. It wasn't just like, oh, I'll write this monologue. No, give me some ideas for it, type thing.
But like even his line work and his penciling is not subdued, but it's reserved, but it's so tight, it's so succinct, and it makes more sense for Japan. Like it's so clean, and when he decides to give you all the detail in a face, it's a close up. But then he'll have amazing panels where it's all silhouette, and like I love that Yukio chase was amazing because it's just her like sometimes crouching, but her in specific action poses, and then Wolverine like a stalker behind her, just trying to catch the prey. It was great. It was great.
I was waiting for the Yukio jumping up with the knees bent. Didn't happen.
No, but there's a swimming panel where she's bent and like Wolverine's swimming and they're floated, and I was like, that's the Miller showing. But it was amazing way to show me water without showing me water.
Yeah.
He seems so focused. Like this is him on the best drug to keep him center focused. Like there's no wasted space. He just stuck this in. I mean, did you find the swastika ninja star?
No, I didn't catch it.
So when Wolverine laughs about, he collects all the weapons from all the hand that try to fight him. There's like 2 panels that show all the weapons, and up in the top corner, there's ninja stars all through it, but up in the top corner, there's a little swastika one. I was like, there it is.
There's the
There.
Miller. I missed that, to be fair.
But again, he had someone else saying you can't put this woman with giant boobs and swastikas on her nipples in the story. So
then I'll put it up here.
Yeah. But it's wild that this came after.
Before.
But he didn't ask Claremont for help in Ronin. Ronin was just like, no, this is my idea if I take it.
I guess not.
Because like looking back on Ronin, I want to talk about Ronin now, but that's not what we're doing here. So I'm gonna stop myself. I just want to stress how clean and beautiful the artwork was, especially for the 80s. Like we don't get this type of style anymore. I mean, that's probably because it's Miller and reminds me so much of like Daredevil and just the fun of the action sequences. Like the fights are the best fights in this.
Yep.
Because he knows exactly what action poses that he wants to portray.
And now you see like how Miller became so prominent.
Yeah.
Stuff like this. Who else was drawing like this at this time? So it's crazy. And like you said, that last fight. Imagine that last fight being the last fight in the movie.
Yeah. Killer.
Way better than that Silver Samurai robot thing that was a grandfather too. What a mess.
But I don't know. I'm still on the artwork. I clipped a few panels to send to you that I don't know if Miller was still inspired by Batman, because there's some shots that look like Batman. But there's even with the color styles, there's a certain moment where Logan puts on a satchel with bows and arrows, and he looks like old school Hawkeye. And is Miller credited with the new Hawkeye or the old school Hawkeye? I don't know who created the one with the mouth. Okay, and I can't give you the timeline of which came first, but there are definitely like gems of someone was inspired by somebody else's work, and it led to a better version of that character down the line. And I wouldn't be surprised if this book was a catalyst for a lot of people to be like, "There's something in here. I like that. I'm going to take that."
Probably. I'm sure this inspired plenty. I'm sure it did. And remember, he came from drawing Daredevil before this, so he loves like the hand.
Yep.
Okay, we'll just move books with them. Perfect.
Is this a perfect story?
No.
4 issues. Okay. You wanted to flesh out
a little bit, just a couple of things, like the whole like how Yukio showed up. It was just random. I thought that could have been fleshed out a little better. You didn't need an issue for that. You just
I like that. I like the stuff. I like them holding back information that I don't think I necessarily need, and it didn't take away from the story.
I just thought it was dumb. Like you're being choked by a random woman.
Yeah, in Japan.
And then you wake up and she's there, and you're like, oh, she's on my side. But then who's choking you? So I don't know how. I don't know. It didn't seem very like clever to me. But we rate this on a good or bad basis. Boom being good, Bob being bad, or whoosh for what I just read. Boom for me.
Boom.
Boom for me.
Boom. Boom.
I like this actually more than I expected to.
I'm so surprised these two haven't decided to work together again, with how successful this was and influential.
I wonder if it was like hard for them. I don't know.
It's such a good Logan story.
Yeah.
And opens you to this world that had not been explored, but now often gets referenced.
My question was, do you think this is like the seminal Wolverine story?
I don't know if I've read it
one, so
yeah. I haven't read it yet, but this is definitive. I'd put this in a top 5 easily.
Classic. I think it belongs in the classics, even with like little nitpicks.
I don't know if it makes a top 3, but we're just giving the audience ideas for shows that we inevitably have to do.
Yeah, more Wolverine.
We've done a bat meet. I mean,
are we doing a Wolverine meet?
I wouldn't call it that. I'd call it a meeterine.
Meeterine's good. I like that.
But I think it's time. The
next one up
pushed away from all these big guys. Yeah, next one up was
the next one up. We have one up. We just keep getting pushed back because there's so many other things to do. I'm excited
for it because there's specific stories I can't wait to read about him again, which make remind me how much I like that guy. But it seems that we're only doing heroes for that sort of thing. So no, I think I would like to. It's got to be him. There's so many titles. He's so old.
So Logan? Oh no, we have somebody else in line for the next Meat episode, but I'm not going to say it.
I'm with you.
Then we're bound to it.
Now I start talking about Wolverine and why I'm nominating him for the third one that we're gonna do a meet of, because he's so old, he's so manic, he's done so many things.
Oh, he's a perfect candidate. Yeah.
And like I don't see how you're not gonna put Old Man Logan in your top five.
Yeah, and for those who with meets are where we read 9 different books. In case you want, 9 different books. We only done one, and it was like episode like 44, and it was Batman. We called it
Yeah,
Bat Meet, and we both hate Batman.
yeah. So ultimately, we just decide that we're gonna end up hating a superhero more because we consume too much of them.
In a short period of time, and then we had
Yeah,
to like judge it. Yeah.
it's all you can eat, and like it's great going in.
No,
It's those first like 3 dishes, but if you have 9 dishes of all you can eat, you're gonna hate food.
no,
So,
please, not the steam tray.
sir,